Hi there, welcome to another episode of Morning Coffee with me, Professor Alex. Now, today is kind of a continuation of something I've been complaining about before. I wrote another blog post and I did another video where it was titled Don't Target Target, meaning Target the store. But I now see that we've gone from a 1 day blackout to a 40-day blackout. And I just don't understand why. I think you got it all wrong. Everybody that's boycotting Target or any other department store, I disagree. First place, I have a saying that I always tell clients it's easy to spend money that's not mine. Target, for example, is getting sued for billions of dollars by the state attorney general of Florida. Now, what I guess people don't understand this, but you see with Mark Zuckerberg and everyone else, they went on bended knee, like we like to say, to President Trump. Well, if billions of dollars were on the line, your billions of dollars, what would you do? If you could just go over there and say some nice things and make it all disappear, would you? You could say no if it's your private business, right? But if you have a company, a publicly shared company, stock market and everything else, that's not an option that's going to be given to you because you have to do what's best for the company. And the board of directors are the ones that are going to say, we need to disappear this lawsuit worth billions of dollars. So go over there and tell President Trump or whoever what they want to hear and make the case disappear. Guess who did that? Happened with Mark Zuckerberg. Now, I know some of you have been saying, well, Apple didn't do it. Apple did it the first time around. That's why they were treated differently with taxes and everything else during Trump's first term. So Apple bended the knee a long time ago. But now we see this issue with major corporations like Target. And I know the issue is DEI, but your anger is misdirected. First place, how do we get there? We got there based on a Supreme Court ruling and now the DEI initiatives of President Trump, which includes eliminating anything in any way that references to anything that's DEI, trying to basically whitewash everything in this country. I've seen the photos where there's black people who worked during World War II as soldiers. That's coming out. It's beyond ridiculous. It's clearly it's racist. But if Target is trying to comply, and it's not just Target, it's also Ford and other companies have had to do the same. Chase, I don't see anybody running around saying they're taking their money out of Chase. So why are they focusing on Target? Well, because it's easy, right? It's easy to go online and say, I'm not going to Target anymore. And then you boycott Target. But you're attacking the wrong person. This was all created by the Supreme Court. This was all created by Trump. And yet you're attacking the companies that are trying to comply with his DI initiatives. Now, let's say you do bankrupt somehow Target. Who pays the price for that? The board members of Target worth hundreds of millions of dollars? You're going to affect the employees, the ones that have a side hustle and trying to make ends meet. And by the way, if Target filed for bankruptcy, do you think the CEOs and the board members all have to get a side hustle to pay their mortgage that month? No, they do not. They probably not going to get the 90-foot yacht, but they'll settle for the 55-foot yacht. And the way bankruptcy laws are written is gets who gets paid first. You think it's a person who learns to eat the least amount of money at Target? No. The way the laws are written, you can look this up every single time there's a bankruptcy filed, even TARP funds going back to Obama, where the CEOs and everyone else are getting hundreds of millions of dollars in bonuses and payouts. And you're lucky there's any money left over for the employees, the ones that are stocking, the ones that are working the cashier, the ones who are doing delivery, the ones who take the merchandise to your car, so the drive-throughs, so you don't have to get inside. Those are the people that you're going to hurt the most. The people that you're actually trying to protect the most. So where's the logic in that? I don't understand. The rich people, they're not going to lose their houses or their mortgages. They have multiple streams of income. Okay. They don't only have Target stock, they have stocks in everything else. They're invested in businesses that they lose one business, the other business will make money for it. And like I said, they're not going to lose their house. Assuming they had to, let's really go on to exaggerate it in here. They say they're going to lose their $20 million mansion. They're just going to sell it pocket a few $1 million and go buy another house. So instead of a $20 million mansion, they have a $5 million mansion. It's still a lot more than what that checkout person that helped you out at Target or all these other department stores have. Who, once they lose their job and they have to go into bankruptcy, they're not going to bounce back that easily. You could bounce back from bankruptcy. I've seen it hundreds of times with my clients, but it's not that simple. And so every time you're targeting these companies, you're only hurting the employees. You're not hurting the ones on top. Those are the ones you want to go after, but you can't. So what do? You just go online and you protest instead of protesting President Trump and his DEI policies and the Supreme Court. But that requires effort, right? It requires getting in your car, going to meetings, getting organized, and then eventually you can go and do this protest. It's just easier to go online and say, I'm going to protest Target, and we'll leave it at that. And then at the end, guess what? Who you're hurting. But here's the funny part. All you're doing is getting distracted. It's like squirrel. That's all you're doing. Meanwhile, Trump is doing all this stuff. He's canceling all these DEI policies. He's going, state attorney generals are filing lawsuits against these corporations. And at the end of the day, you're getting distracted by that. That's all it is. It's a distraction. You're looking at let's boycott Target. And again, if you bankrupt them, who are you hurting? You're not hurting the CEO and the board members. You can trust me on that one. You can go look up what other companies they belong to and their estimated net worth. And if they lose a position on the board because Target is liquidated, okay, so who comes up and swallows them up? Walmart or some other company, and then when they do the same thing, we're gonna go through the process all over again. It's absurd. It's misdirected anger. It's also part ignorance, and I have to say it that way because you're attacking the employees. You're not attacking the source. The source is President Trump and his DEI policies. You've even seen Pete Hegseth talk about DEI in the State Department. It's ridiculous. It's gotten out of control how they've made this the boogeyman when reality is the people that are hired are qualified to be hired. And if a corporation feels like hiring someone that's not qualified, that's their business. But at the end of the day, who you're boycotting, you need to think twice. Take a deep breath. Let's not overreact and start picking and choosing certain companies when you have to look at why they got to where they got. And again, look it up. It's all public record. The state attorney general of Florida is filing lawsuits worth billions of dollars. They are not the only state. It won't be the only state. They're going to target everyone. And while everyone can jump on the Costco bandwagon and say, I'm just going to get all my stuff at Costco, it is your right. It is your constitutional right to shop wherever you wish to shop and buy wherever you want to buy and buy however you wish to buy it and get into as much debt as you wish to buy it. The problem is, it's just very simple. It's misdirected. That's all it is. Now, I don't deny that there's ways around the DEI initiatives. Some companies are getting creative. They're calling it something different. And that's their loophole for now. And I'm sure Target will go down that road eventually. But again, I just want everybody to sit back and think of who you're hurting the most. The most. How many board members are there? Let's make it up. 10? How many employees are there of Target? Thousands. If they go bankrupt, that is thousands of people who will lose their job. Just look at what's happening with the federal purge, how they're at risk of losing their apartments, what they've leased, their houses. They have no money coming in. At least some of them got a buyout. There's going to be no buyout with Target if you bankrupt them. All right. So that's my opinion. I wouldn't particularly pursue Target or any company like that because, like I said, I know where the source comes from, and that source is President Trump. That's who you should be boycotting, not this. Oh, I'm just gonna go online and complain and bitch a little bit about Target and never shop there again. Assuming you don't, which you probably will, you'll eventually need something from them. But even if you stick to your guns on that one, congratulations. All you did was hurt the stalker. All you did the stalker sounds like a, let's say, the stock person. Doesn't Stalker sounds like a felony. The checkout person and everyone else who is middle class working there. We keep complaining that the middle class has been eliminated and been wiped out. You're contributing to that. All right. So keep that in mind. Be prepared financially, like I keep saying, Chaos creates political instability, and political instability creates financial instability. Take care.